I just built a fully functional budget and expense tracker with charts, live data, budget limits, and mobile support. And I did it without writing a single line of code. This took me one afternoon using Base 44. Let me show you exactly how. Step 1. Foundation and layouts. The first thing we need is a solid foundation, a layout that establishes what the app looks like and how it is structured before we start adding any real functionality. For this first step, I focused on 3 things: the overall layouts, the visual design, and the fonts. I specified a dark navy and mint green color scheme, a sidebar for categories, a top navigation bar, and a main content area. I also asked for stat cards at the top of the dashboard showing the total budget, total expenses, and remaining balance for the current month. One detail I was deliberate about from the start was the fonts. You can absolutely choose whichever font fits your preference, but I personally wanted Lato, so I made sure to include that in the very first prompt rather than trying to apply it later. As you can see, right away, Base 44 gave us a clean, structured layout. The stat cards are in place, the sidebar is there, and the overall design is already aligned with what we were going for. Now, this is a very strong starting point, but a nice layout means nothing if users can't actually record anything. And that's what step 2 solves. And by the way, if you want to follow along with me, the Base 44 link is in the description. There's a free plan that gets you started, and I'll tell you at the end whether the paid tier is actually worth it. Now, on to step 2. Step 2, adding the transaction form. This next prompt adds the log transaction form to the app. I asked for a form with fields for the transaction name, amount, category, type, toggled between income and expense, a date picker, and an optional note field. I also specified that the category dropdown should include options like food, transport, rent, entertainment, health, and others. The form came out clean and fully styled to match the existing design. Every field is there. The toggle works, and it fits naturally into the layout we built in the first step. Being specific about every individual field is what makes the difference here. A vague prompt would have produced something much more generic. Next, we make sure the data actually sticks, because this is where most no-code builders fall apart. Step 3, transaction lists and local storage. This step builds out the transaction list and makes sure everything is saved even after the page is refreshed. I asked Base 44 to display all logged entries in a list showing the transaction name, category, type color-coded in green for income and red for expense, amount, and date. I also asked for a delete button on each entry and for the app to use local storage so that data persists between sessions. The stat cards at the top should also update automatically whenever a transaction is added or removed. So, the list updates in real time. The color coding makes it easy to distinguish income from expenses at a glance, and the data holds after a refresh. The app is starting to function like a real app. Navigating the fixes. While building the transaction list step, I ran into a handful of issues that required additional prompts to resolve. And this is completely normal when working with AI tools. The first thing I noticed was that the dashboard was locked to the current month with no way to navigate to other months. Since I wanted to track my budget across the full year, I prompted Base 44 to add month navigation so I can move freely between all 12 months of 2026. That worked, but then I noticed the month displayed in the top navigation bar was not updating visually when I switched months, even though the data underneath was changing correctly. A focused follow-up prompt fixed that. Then I found that the date picker in the log transaction form was not syncing with whichever month I had selected on the dashboard. If I were viewing June, the form was still defaulting to April. I also realized the month shown in the top bar was just static text. It was not actually clickable or interactive. I addressed both in a single prompt, asking for navigation arrows beside the month display and for the date field in the form to be replaced with 3 separate drop-downs for month, day, and year. Now, each of these fixes reinforce the same lesson. The more precise you are about what is broken and what the correct behavior should be, the faster you get to the results you want. Now that the fixes are done, it was time to add the layer that turns raw transaction data into something actually meaningful. Step 4. Graphs and visual analytics. This prompt adds 3 dynamic charts that update in real time as transactions are logged. I asked for a donut chart showing the expense breakdown by category, a bar chart comparing monthly income versus expenses, and a line chart tracking the spending trend over the last 7 days. All 3 charts were to pull from live transaction data, update dynamically when new entries are added, and follow the app's existing navy and mint green color palette. And this is where the app starts to feel like a real financial tool. The donut chart shifts as you log expenses across different categories. The bar chart gives you a clear monthly comparison, and the line chart shows your recent spending pattern at a glance. Everything is connected to the live data, so there is nothing to manually refresh or recalculate. Step 5. Budget limits, filters, and polish. The final step adds 2 more practical features and brings the full app to a finished state. The first feature is a budget limit setter. Users can assign a monthly spending cap per category, and a progress bar tracks how close they are to that limit. When spending reaches 80% of the cap, the progress bar turns red as a visual warning. The second feature is a filter and search bar above the transaction lists, allowing users to sort entries by category, type, or date range. On top of those 2 additions, I asked for a full polish pass. Smooth transitions, hover effect on cards and buttons, a responsive mobile layout, and a light and dark mode toggle, all while keeping the Lato font consistent throughout. Publishing your app. So, once the app is built and you're happy with how everything looks and functions, the next step is making it live. Base44 gives you a few options when it comes to publishing, and it is worth taking a moment to decide which one fits your use case. You can publish with a login requirement, meaning anyone who wants to use the app will need to create an account first. This is the better option if you're building something for a specific group of people, or if the data being tracked is personal and should not be publicly accessible. You can also publish without a login, which makes the app open to anyone with the link. Useful if you want something quick and shareable without any friction. Now, Base44 also gives you the option to keep the app private, so only you can access it. Once you hit publish, Base44 generates a live link within seconds. Post-publish fix, sidebar category navigation. Now, after publishing the app and testing it live, I found one more issue. Clicking on the categories in the sidebar was not doing anything. No filtered view loaded, and there was no visual response at all. I also noticed that the categories listed in the sidebar did not exactly match the ones available in the log transaction from dropdown, which would have caused inconsistencies in the data. So I submitted one final prompt to address both at once. Fixing the sidebar, so it filters the dashboard by the selected category, adding a visual indicator for the active selection, and making sure the sidebar and the form to dropdown are pulling from the same unified lists. And guess what? Both issues were resolved in a single pass. The sidebar now works as a proper navigation filter, and the categories are consistent across the entire app. And now I have a fully functional budget and expense tracker with live charts, budget limits, category filtering, month navigation, and a dark mode toggle built entirely through natural language prompts without writing a single line of code. As you saw in this build, the process is not always perfectly linear. There will be moments where the output needs refinement, and that is simply just how AI tools work. When that happens, describe the issue as precisely as you can. The more detail you include about the problem, what it is doing, what it should be doing, and where exactly it's happening, the more accurate the correction will be. So, is Base44 worth using for your business? Here is my honest take. If you need an internal tool, a client portal, or a lightweight tracker, and you want it running in a day, Base44 is genuinely impressive. The credit system can get expensive if you're iterating heavily, and the output is probabilistic, so expect some back and forth. But the time savings are real. For founders who just need something working, this is one of the better options I've tested. So if you are ready to try Base44 yourself, the link is in the description below, and you can start building on the free plan right away. Give it a try and let me know in the comments what you end up creating. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy this one where I build another app also using Base44. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in this video.